Major League Soccer pre-power rankings. Toronto FC remains MLS Cup favorite, with the 2018 Major League Soccer season set to kick off this weekend. Here's a look at how the teams stack up. 1. Toronto FC. After completing the greatest season in league history, Toronto FC will be vying for a third consecutive MLS Cup appearance. With the power core of Sebastian Giovinco, Michael Bradley and Jozy Altidore still intact, TFC will be tough to beat. 2. Seattle Sounders. Like TFC, Seattle is taking aim at a third straight MLS Cup run. The core of the Sounders remains intact, but the team was dealt a serious blow before the season even began with a serious injury to Jordan Morris. 3. Atlanta United FC. As a follow-up to its successful first season, Atlanta paid an MLS record transfer fee for 18-year-old Argentine midfielder Ezequiel Barco as the team aims to challenge the reigning MLS Cup champions. 4. New York City FC. Could this finally be the year Nike wins a title? Goal-scoring savant David Villa remains the fulcrum of this squad. Jesus Medina, another in a number of promising South Americans who are finding their way to MLS, replaces Andrea Pirlo and should provide more production than the retired Italian legend. 5. New York Red Bulls. For the second consecutive off-season, the team traded a team captain. A year ago, it was Dax McCarty. This year, assist maestro Sacha Kljestan was dealt. A youth movement is underway with this team, and the most exciting young prospect is Tyler Adams. Major League Soccer predictions. Can anybody knock off Toronto FC? More. Expansion LAFC sells out of season tickets at new stadium. More. Atlanta United's Barca to miss 4 to 6 weeks with quad strain. 6. Portland Timbers coach Caleb Porter and midfielder Darlington Nagbe surprising off-season departures. New coach Giovanni Savarese has been tasked in keeping this enterprising team in title contention. 7. Orlando City FC entering its fourth season. This Orlando is still seeking its first playoff appearance. A massive off-season overhaul brings a heaping helping of optimism that this team can finally attain that elusive postseason berth. 8. Sporting Kansas City. This team has made the playoffs every year since it rebranded from Kansas City Wizards to SKC in 2011, and coach Peter Vermes should have this team contending for its first home playoff game in 5 years. 9. Real Salt Lake coach Mike Petke had this team rolling late in the 2017 season, winning 8 and tying 4 of its last 15 games. Can RSL build off that momentum in 2018? 10. Columbus Crew FC entering the picture, and Columbus is on again, off again U.S. national teamer Gyasi Zardes, who might benefit from the change of scenery. 11. Chicago Fire. By the additions of Dax McCarty, Golden Boot winner Nemanja Nikolic and German fussball legend Bastian Schweinsteiger, this team rebounded in a big way in 2017 after posting the league's worst record in back-to-back years. Now, expectations are elevated as the Fire try to build off that momentum. 12. Los Angeles Galaxy. The 2017 season was a disaster for one of the league's flagship franchises. In the off-season, the Galaxy rebuilt its roster and the team could feature one of the league's most potent offensive attacks. 13. San Jose Earthquakes. The Quakes could be Bonzer in front of goal, featuring veteran Chris Wondolowski, who is 11 goals short of tying Landon Donovan's MLS career mark, and newcomer Magnus Eriksson, who is coming off a season in which he led the Swedish league in goals. 14. Vancouver Whitecaps. For a time last season, it appeared as if there might be an All-Canada MLS Cup. The Whitecaps didn't get to meet Toronto FC in the final, and might be hard-pressed to remain among the top contenders in the Western Conference. 15. Los Angeles FC. LAFC, MLS's latest expansion franchise, has impressive front-end pieces, but depth is rather unsettling. 16. FC Dallas. After experiencing an epic late-season collapse last year, it will be imperative that Dallas, which had accomplished consecutive first-place finishes in the Western Conference in 2015-16, gets off to a strong start this year. 17. Houston Dynamo. This team might find it difficult to match last season's surprising run to the Western Conference Finals, where it got boot-stomped by the Sounders. 18. DC United. It is a symbolic dawn of a new era in DC, with United moving out of RFK Stadium and into Audi Field this summer. A necessary roster recalibration adds a fresh feel on the field. Time will tell if the results follow. 19. Philadelphia Union. The Union rarely generate buzz, but did manage to do so this offseason when it acquired David Beckham in a trade with the Chicago Fire. 20. Montreal Impact. The Impact came tantalizingly close to the MLS Cup in 2016, missed the playoffs entirely in 2017, and enters 2018 after a major off-season overhaul. 21. New England Revolution. U.S. national team legend Brad Friedel is in as coach, and he might have his hands full trying to keep this team in the thick of the Eastern Conference playoff race. 22. Colorado Rapids. New coach Anthony Hudson faces the tall task of keeping pace in a Western Conference filled with very ambitious franchises. 23. Minnesota United FC. Nufk has yet to sign its first designated player, and without possessing that top-end talent it's hard to imagine the Loons contending for a playoff spot out west.